All right, welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host Camila, aka Sunshine. It is Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024. We are in the land of the living. Of course, it could have been another way, but however, we are here tonight. I want you guys to let somebody know that we are live right now on Facebook at Sunshine Camila, Kamela. We are at the YouTube channel. The name of the show, please like, share, and subscribe. And we're live on Twitch and Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter. Tonight, as you always know, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny, proven over and over again since I started this show in 2020. And as you know, I have some of the dopest people on this side of heaven. And tonight is no different than any other night. I want you guys to get ready for some information for another powerful Black woman, a sister. From the time that I actually had a conversation with her, I felt like not only were we kindred spirits, but I felt like I know her all my life. That doesn't happen all the time, but however, she was highly recommended to me, and I had to move on it like I always do. So tonight, I want you to buckle in. I'm going to get ready to read her bio, and we're going to get into this wonderful conversation. So I want you guys to take notes. Miss Katrina Brooks, aka Trina, is a God-fearing mother of 3 beautiful adult daughters, a GMA of 3 amazing grandsons, and another one on the way soon. She is a Christian coach, a real estate broker, a life insurance district leader, and all-around entrepreneur. She loves to spend time with her family and friends, travel and cook, and she has her own seasoning named after her future luncheonette. Now say
yes.
that.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
Turkitarian Takeout.
That part. She loves encouraging, motivating, and inspiring others. She showed love to others by providing public services like feeding the homeless and donating. What she most enjoyable moments are spending time with herself, God, and herself again. Me, God, and herself. I want you guys to, in your homes, wherever you already know the deal. Come on, village. You gonna stand up wherever room you in. I need you to raise your arms as high as it can be. I need you to open your mouth to the sky, and I want you to scream. Now hold that thought. Now if you in your car, I need you to safely pull over. I need you to roll down the windows. If you're possible to get out of your car, I need you to scream to the top of your lungs, welcome Katrina Brooks to the building. Hey, honey. So this is what we do here. The lovely, talented, gifted, anointed, and the list can go on and on and on about this wonderful woman here. We had a moment. She was recommended to me by Jermil Watkins. You might ask, who is that? Well, do you remember 3 Bomb? Of course you do. Well, 3 Bomb manager is Jermil Watkins. And when I got done, he said, sis, I have somebody that has to come on your show. And he recommended Katrina Brooks. We had a conversation. It seemed like it was an hour long. Maybe. And I felt like I've known her my entire life. even to the point we were finishing each other's sentences. And then the most magnificent thing has happened. She's an author as well. And we shared buying each other's books, read each other's books, and she left me a message that um, really did something to me. Because a lot of people, we can support each other, but not necessarily mean that you're going to read what you bought. It could be, I bought it because it was this person and it sits on your shelf, the table, and collects dust. No, she read the book. She sent me a message. And I'm going to read the message because I feel like for those who haven't got the book yet, I'm going to need y'all to go get it. And we're going to get to that later. Let me find this message because I had to post the message. I just don't write just to be writing. And there was confirmation of what I wrote through what she sent back to me. And I'm going to find this message in all these menus I got in here. Lord Jesus. I didn't. Hold on, y'all. I have to find this. I have to find it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to our text messages. That would be the easiest thing to me. I just finished your book. It was good. Very creative. I love the way you introduced the characters into this story. Amazing story. I went to bed reading it and woke up reading it. Awesome read. And I will do a review on Amazon.
And did.
So I thank you publicly for doing that. It was very encouraging to me that, again, I took that screenshot and I posted it on Facebook like, hey, there's a book out there I think you need to read. And so I thank you for that. I really do.
You're welcome.
So we're going to get into this wonderful conversation tonight of who Katrina Brooks is. And I want you to take notice, Village, of who she is, what she stands for, and the purpose of why she do what she do. Again, you know the theme of 2024 is to show Black love, not only in relationships, but also showing you why we do what we do. Why do we love what we do? And she's here for all of that. So the first thing is, tell us how you grew up.
Ooh. Um, I grew up. I have a lot of siblings. My mom had one son, and my dad had 10 kids. Um, you would never know that my dad's siblings and I don't have the same mom because we was always around each other, whether it's at my grandmother's house or my aunt's house. So I grew up family oriented. I try to keep that now with my kids and my grandkids. Family is very important, especially the close family. Very important. Your siblings, the relationship that you have with them, really is helpful when you grow up. Um, Growing up in school, I was in gifted and talented school because I am very smart. Always been. So in the gifted and talented program, it taught us a lot. It taught us discipline. It taught us to think outside the box. One of the components was performing arts, which is the component I was in. There was other components too to be in. Like if you was real good at gym, you was in physical ed. That was a component. But for me, I was in performing arts where I love to sing, dance, perform. We had to play an instrument. We had to be in a play. Um, so being in that type of school really helped me to grow to be the calm person that I am today, the smart person that I am today, the strategic person that I am today. I'm very analytical. So growing up in that type of environment in school, again, it molded me to be the person who I am today. Thinking outside the box, I continue to think outside the box. So again, where I lived at in Elizabeth, New Jersey, I lived downtown, uptown. Um, it's a part called Bayway. So being around that environment back then, of course, it was like family oriented. All moms knew each other. We all call each other cousins because our moms hung out all the time. So just being around that type of growing up back then helped with the family orientation. It helped me to understand what real love was, what true love is, because back then, again, the way the parents loved on us. For me, I felt advanced because again, I was always doing something outside the box. I had an aunt who always did Atlantic City trips. So I was taking Atlantic City trips at a young age. I had an aunt that worked in a bar. So we was always in the bar hanging out at a young age, getting exposed to different music. So all around, I had an awesome, childhood growing up. I would say the worst case scenario is that my dad wasn't in my household, but it didn't matter because he was active in my life. So, like I said, with me and my siblings, we are, no one knew that we had different parents until we started growing up, and everybody, knew us individually. But growing up from a child to teenage years, we was always around each other, so you never knew. So, again, I always was that one that think outside the box. Always was curious, doing different things. I never wanted to be like nobody, so I always did things that other people did not do. I knew other people wasn't doing. I still do that. While everybody was watching football, I was somewhere watching the bull riders. While everybody's watching football or sports, I was somewhere watching NASCAR racing. So that's it.
I believe wholeheartedly, and it has been proven also that God shows us when we're kids, and sometimes we steer away a little bit, and then we come back to what we saw when we were kids. It's amazing to see. I've known people that's been on here saw themselves as kids their future,
Right.
and they never went away from it. It was like I saw myself performing, I saw myself speaking, I saw myself writing, and those things came to pass as manifestation, as we call it. Um, Being different, we sometimes are taught to try to fit in,
Right.
to be the status quo, to be like everybody else, clones, as we call it. And we realize that when you try to do that, you're never happy.
This is true.
You're never
It's
happy
true. This is
because
true.
one thing I realized, God made us all different for a reason. If He wanted you to be like this one over here, He would have made you that way.
Yep.
Everybody has a unique sound, unique look that you don't look like, and we all have our specific DNA that no one else has.
Right.
So there's purpose in that, and I'm glad that you saw it as a kid, that it's okay to be different.
Right.
I'm learning also with the word mutant. I am a mutant, and I'm cool with it. So
Cool.
when I say mutant, I don't mean like alien. I
Right.
mean um, the famous, well, of course, X-Men. Um, they're the ones that are usually the outcasts. They're the ones that will run into the fire while somebody else is going the other way. Um,
Right.
they're usually the one who are exiled from their loved ones. They're usually exiled from the world, and they're gifted and talented, and nobody understands them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I said, wow, why did I have to wait until I'm 40 something to understand that it's cool to be a
To be
mutant?
different. Right.
It's cool to be a mutant. And so we all have training. We have the school of training.
Hmm. Right.
And we go to school, we go in the marketplace, we go to church, we have all these different things, and we're constantly learning. And sometimes we don't know our superpower until our back is against the wall.
That's it. That's it right there. That's it.
And
Something you
then
just said.
something, Katrina comes out, and they like, where that
Right.
come from? I didn't know. It's been there all along. But
It's been there all
sometimes
along.
it only comes in adversity. Or sometimes somebody else will see the gift and they'll start investing in you. And you blossom, you come out even more. Most mutants, most humans have more than one talent.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh yeah.
don't, they want to get stuck in this box and that's it. But Katrina said she was always outside the box. In
Always.
order for her or for you as a person to realize who she really is, you got to travel outside the box. Y'all will catch that later. So,
Right.
the next thing I want to talk about, now that we know she has plenty of siblings, she's not like anyone else, and she's walking in that. Tell me, I remember when story.
Um, I remember when story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I remember when the title to this book came to me like 20 something years ago. One thing about God, when He plant a seed in you, it's never going to go away
Mm-hmm.
until you fulfill it. It will stick with you, it will stick with you. 20 something years went past. I kept that title back here. I used to write notes. I used to put in tablet notebooks. Of course, I don't have all those tablets and notebooks from years ago, but I knew like I have to get this out. I have to get this out. And to be honest, I understand why it took me so long because I had to get more experiences about it. Um, I had to understand what it really was about. And I had to really have that story to be able to actually talk about when did I become the enemy. So
Mm-hmm.
the story that I had when I first came up with the title probably was one or two. But over those 20 something years, I was faced with different events that led me to actually put it on paper, get the book published, and get it out. So I remember when, 20 something years ago, when that title came to me about this book that I just got published last year.
And sometimes it takes time, and it's okay, long as you get it done.
Right,
Long as you get it done, because there are so many. Believe it or not, there are so many people who want to write a book, who want to write and tell their story, but they just don't know how. They are fearful of, the process of how it takes. And it's like, where do you begin? Well,
right,
my advice with writing in other people's books, as inserts, and then writing two books for myself is voice notes. Sometimes we're always so busy and something runs across our mind. We don't have pen to paper. Record it.
right,
Go back to it later.
right,
It'll trigger where your mind was at the same time.
right.
You don't have to speed to write.
Now, mm-mm. It's
You
gonna
don't have
come.
to.
It's definitely gonna come to you when the right time. You just said something about like not being afraid. The fear is going to come. The fear is going to come, and the fear is part of the distraction from you completing it. And the fear comes because you know what you want to say and how you want to say it and why you put it out. And you're thinking, what is people, how people going to take it? What are they going to think? What are people going to say? When you get past that moment to have your faith over fear, then you'll put it out. But that fear is part of the process. And once you get past it, and you will get past it, the more you pray, the more you ask God, I want this book out. I need to get it out. I want to touch somebody. That fear will go away. But fear is part of the process, but you will get over it. And you can't, once God say go,
That's
it's
it.
no turning back.
Nope.
It's no turning back because he's like, I got you. Go. And you just
And
gotta be
even
like,
in the goal, he'll send help. He'll send
yes,
people to not only advise the easiest or the cheapest way to do certain things. Because I mean, can prayer change things? I wrote that in 2010.
mm,
I just put it out in 2024.
wow,
And I was like, and my question to myself then was, what am I supposed to do with this? I knew that this book is going to be a bestseller when my first chapter, I let some people read it. And they was like, how did you know? Know what? This is my life. Like,
right.
we never had a conversation. Like, how would I know this? This is coming. And I told this story also was I'm working at Toyota at the time, and this is the time when the big three were shut down. Toyota would have us come in and clean up for our time that we were supposed to be working. And I'm sitting on the line cleaning up, and God clearly asked me the question, where are all the prayer warriors? So I'm looking around like, who talking to me? Like, I know I ain't crazy. Ain't nobody out here but me. And he asked me again, where are all the prayer warriors? And I'm like, okay, God, I know this is you. Okay, first of all. Second of all, you already know the answer to this. I don't know. And he
Right.
said, okay, I want you to think about this. He said, how did a pimp and a prostitute become who they are? Have you ever asked? I said, no, I never really thought about it. You just think, it is what it is. He said they
Right.
didn't grow up with the ambition to say, hey, I want to be a pimp and a prostitute. I say, you right. So in that 3 month of us being shut down, I was writing, but I wasn't writing, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. It was
Right.
like somebody else was writing this book for me. And when I would come up to like read, I'll be like, I wrote that. You sure that came from me?
Right.
And I was like, okay, so the fearful part was, who do I give this to? What am I supposed to do with this? Because I know it's going to be good because he really didn't come from me. But what am I supposed to do? Years later, when everybody is basically in the moment of you could do it yourself,
Yeah.
huh? There's tools out there to do it yourself. Meaning everything that you do, the whole process comes back to you.
Right.
I said, now God, you is funny. But however, it works.
Yeah.
Now people personally that have written books. If you want to know how to write a book,
Ha.
you're looking at them.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. It's very important that you go through those things to say, um, I can do this.
Right. Tell your
I
story.
I can do this.
Yes.
Um, let's get into when destiny calls. Now, in this part, I want you to mention the insurance. I want you to mention the real estate. I want you to mention the seasoning. I want you to mention the authorship. I want you to mention everything because that's part of you.
Right. When destiny calls, let's start with being a parent.
Okay.
I was a parent at a young age. You know, you had your naysayers, you had the people talking, but I had a village, so I wasn't worried about it. So I was called to be a parent at a young age, which helped me grow as a person, to help me to be an awesome mother that I am today, to help me to be an awesome grandma that I am today. My grandkids call me mama. And by the way, it is four now because the last one was just born on Friday, the 19th. So now I
Oh,
have four grandsons. Yes. So when destiny calls, when my kids were younger, I always said I wanted to do real estate. I couldn't do real estate then because, again, they were younger. And as we all know, child care costs. So for me, I was working um, one or two jobs, going to school. Um, so I wasn't able to do it. When I decided to do it, my kids were older. I had a friend who reached out. You know, she's a director. She has a school, and she remembered that I wanted to do real estate. She reached out to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I still want to do it. I'm gonna do it." And I was putting it off. But she was persistent. She was kept texting me, calling me. Well, you got I got a class starting. I got a night class. I got a night class starting. I got a weekend class. The whole schedule started like going around my work schedule, where I was like, "I'm in. This is it." When you hear your calling, you have to go to it. It's never going to stop. And like you said, he will send people, he will send those angels to you. And that's one of my angels. I always tell her, I thank her for that push. I did the real estate. In order to be a broker, you have to be a real estate agent for 3 years, have a certain, goal. So that was my next thing. Oh, I'm gonna be a broker. Like I just don't settle. I can't settle at the bottom. I gotta keep going. Like my next thing is to be a director. I can teach it soon. So for me, it was like, okay, push. Once I did my 3 years for real estate agent, I went back to school to be the broker. Had to get those hours, had to take that state exam, study, 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 and I did it. Right when I finished doing the regular real estate class, I had another person who was very pushy, no, talking to me about life insurance. Years ago, someone came to me about it, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't have the time. I was in school. I was working two jobs, raising kids. I was like, I don't have time for class. I don't have time. It's not going to take long. It's a couple of hours. I promise you, you could do it on the weekend. 10 hours, like." Who got 10 hours to do a class on a
right.
Saturday and a Sunday? Like, no, I'm not doing it. Several years later, this person came to me again. It's like, oh, I think you should be the life insurance agent. You're doing the real estate, so it goes hand in hand. You can help people, get insurance for their houses, help them get, mutual funds and everything. So I thought about it, read into it, did my research. I always do my own research, no matter what nobody tells you. Do your own research. Did my own research. Went, took the class, took the test, passed. Um, that again is working. It's been working for me. I have a passion. I love people. I love working with people. I love helping people. So the real estate thing was great. The life insurance thing was great. Being a parent was great. My seasoning. I love to cook. I love to cook. Um, I'll probably be your top five. Top five. I'm not going against nobody, grandmother or mother, but I will probably beat them. But out of respect, I wouldn't do that. So, so what I did was when I'm always in the kitchen, when you're making your chicken, I don't eat pork, so turkey chops. I'm always putting seasons together. So one day I was like, I'm gonna draw this up because everybody's like, "Oh, you got your chicken is good, your food is good. What do you use? What season do you use? What do you use?" So I was constantly getting that question, and instead of me constantly telling them I use this, and that, I said, "You know what? Let me bottle it up and sell it." So that's what I did. So this is, if you can see, the all-purpose. Can you see it?
Yes.
Turkeytarian seasoning, and because I have friends that like it spicy, here's the Cajun. As you can see, this one is really being used.
Mm-hmm.
I made yesterday. Um, what did I make? Fish. I made fish yesterday. So the Cajun is great for seafood, for everything if you like spicy, but the all-purpose for everything. So I balled it up, start selling it, took off. People love it. So when Destiny calls, answer. Do your
Wow.
own research, everything that you want to do. I also have other things that I do. Some I won't name. They're all legal. They're all legal, but because of my profession, I can't name them because they're code of conduct. I don't want no problems. But people that know. And Christian coach. Last year, I kept seeing it pop up, kept seeing it pop up, and anybody that knows me, friends, family, co-workers, staff, they constantly run into me, constantly run into me. I am that person that will uplift you. I am that person that will encourage you. I am that person who will talk you off of slapping someone. I am that person that will talk you off the ledge. I am that person to call. And when I noticed that, I'm grateful for that. I'm very grateful. I don't take it lightly, because it meant a lot to me. I had staff members that called upon me to be mentors. And when I thought about that, I'm like, hmm, I didn't just want to be a regular coach, because you could call yourself a coach, you could mentor, you could encourage, but I wanted it to be significant because I want to do God's work. I don't want to do it Trina's way. I want to do it God's way. So, what other way to do it? I did the Christian coaching, so that's counseling class. Um, it was challenging because, again, I'm working busy, but I stayed committed to it because it's what I
Mhm.
wanted. When it's something that you want, commit to it.
Right.
Commit to it, because if you commit to it, it's going to happen. And as we all know, with God, we can do any and everything. I truly believe that. And look at my story. It's happening. It's going to continue to happen because I put him first. So when destiny calls, again, answer that calling. Answer it.
Absolutely. And also learning yourself is I never understood. I actually did a spiritual uh, gifting assessment today, because sometimes you go to church and there's people sitting there and they have gifts too, and maybe don't realize what their gifting is, or um they're not put in a thriving position. Right, you're doing something, but that's not really your spirit. Like,
Right.
you're ushering, but that's not really what you're supposed to be doing. You just doing it just because, right? So I'm a giver by nature. I love helping people. Well, after I did this quiz today, my number one gift is help. Help. Second is giving. And what the explanations were was spot on. Spot on. And when I started this show, God told me that I was going to become the help that I once needed for myself.
Right.
What was I looking for? I was looking for help. I was looking for advice. I was looking for connections. I'm not saying I didn't get it all the time, but these were things that were the main thing to help me to get to where I needed to be.
Right.
If you help me, cool. I'm going to take it and run. If you advise me, good. I'm going to take it and run. If you connect me with who I need to be with, then again, I'm going to take it and I'm going to run. So he was like, be the conduit that I need you to be. What you needed,
Be that.
be that for everybody else.
Right.
So when it comes to, a need, or I love children. I don't have any of my own, but I love children. So you find a parent who might be struggling, not even necessarily like you have a thing for kids. Like, we have a relationship. I'm going to do for you
Right.
because they have my heart.
Yes.
And then there's, you might find somebody just needs some help, period. You got the means to do it. Don't be
That's right.
stingy and don't be selfish. I realized even on our Sunday, uh, the preacher was talking about you want God to really bless you, open up your hand, give, then he'll give it to you.
Right.
My heart desire really is to be a paymaster. You ask, what is that? Well, Katrina need a building, right?
Right.
She needs a building. She don't have the funds though. She loves God. She's doing everything that in her power that she can do. She might go to the banks or she might go to somebody and it just ain't working out. Well, Camila hears about it. It comes across my desk. God, what would you like me to do for Katrina? I write the check, give it to you. And whatever I give, of course, God gonna give it back to me.
That's right. That's right.
It happens.
Yes, it definitely happens. Definitely
Yeah.
happens. It definitely happens. That's important. I just want to touch on that. So we become givers, and there's nothing wrong with giving. Um, Even when you come across people who use your gift, don't stop. Don't stop, because how someone took your gift or what you gave, don't change. Don't let that change you. What they do with your gift is none of your concern. You did your part. I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't want to go to church. The church just want my money. Or they just want my money. They're gonna do this with their money. They're gonna buy this. They're gonna buy that." That's none of your concern. When you go to church, you're supposed to tithe, and if you tithe, you shouldn't worry about where that money go, as long as you do your part. So when you help someone, and if they abuse the help, it's not for you to worry about. She just said it best. God gonna give it back to you, regardless. He's gonna give it back to you. You let God deal with those people, and you just keep moving, because He gonna give it back to you.
Absolutely. You talking about doors open, you talking about favor, you talking about different things that you be like, that don't even make sense. How did that happen? God don't always have to give it back to you in money.
Right, right,
It's the connections. One thing I want people to understand in the connections, you being nice and being humble to people. And they'll recommend you to people like Katrina.
like this. Yeah, yeah,
He didn't have to do that,
yeah, yeah.
but he did. So again,
That's a blessing. I'm very appreciative. People don't even know. Like, it's crazy because I haven't I haven't seen him in years. Just happened to bump into him somewhere, and that's where the connection came in at. So, you know, again, just being who I am, being who I am, being who you are, being true to who you are, you're gonna get those networks. You're gonna get them. You're gonna get those referrals. When I do a lot of real estate and life insurance. It comes from referrals. It don't come from the people that you know. It comes from referrals most of the time. So it's a
yeah, that
blessing when
that
someone
that's a whole mouthful right there.
right.
Because again, you be thinking that it's gonna come from the people you know, or you expect it to come from people that you know.
No,
And 9 times out of 10, it comes
no.
from strangers. It comes from other people, like you said, referrals that really dig what you do. Like
Right,
you be
right,
like, and I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm like, do they get it? And other people are excited for you that don't know you.
right. That's a
That's
blessing.
that's the crazy part. You
That's
be
a blessing.
like, but you know me, that don't matter.
Mm-mm.
And in a village, it comes in all shapes, sizes, and forms. And that's the good thing because I truly believe in the village. I am a product of the village. It
Right,
took my neighborhood, it took my actual family, it took
That's
The
it.
school system, it took the church, it took, outside of the sports and stuff that I played. It even takes your friends,
Right.
the real ones, I would
You
say.
start to lose them. You start to lose the childhood friends, and God start to send you who's supposed to be around you.
Yep, the
When you
real
start to
ones.
lose them, you got to be okay with it. You got to be okay with it. Say, okay, God, I'm trusting you. You know, I love her. You know, we was like ride or die. You know, that was my girl. But I see what you're doing here. I see what you're doing. He knows
And it's
best.
okay.
He
Again,
knows best.
uh, we can't predict what's going to happen in the future, but in the roles that we're going into,
Trust it.
right people gotta go or they can't go. You want to because you know what the benefits are in these rooms, but everybody don't behave right.
Right.
Everybody don't have the right intentions. Some people that are around us could be the very thing that turns somebody off, unfortunately. Um,
Unfortunately.
some people can't turn it off. I'll put it that way, in a good way. Some people can't turn it off. And you be like, do you know where you at? You can't do that. Like what?
Right. You have to be able to adapt to
Yes, you
any
have to be.
environment, any situation.
Yes, you have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to I would say chameleon. You have to be able to, have a conversation. You have to and there's people in our circle who are experts in certain areas. You need them for information. You need them to, help you as far as marketing.
Right.
Some people are good at that. Some people are good in finances. So wherever you're weak, God will send people again to help you, to advise you, and to connect you to where you need to be. Again, I'm not just saying these things just because it sounds good to say. No,
That's
this is
reality.
that is really what's going on.
Reality. Yeah.
Um, Questioning being, dead or alive, who would you like to do a collaboration with?
Jesus.
That's your answer.
That's my final answer.
Okay, come on, Jesus. I'm thinking you saying like Jesus. I'm like, oh,
Jesus.
that's your answer. Got it.
That's my that's my final answer.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I always take it as
We could do a lot. I know we could do a lot together. He could teach me a lot.
absolutely,
He could teach me what he know. Take the shortcut and learn it directly from him. Instead of having to go through to learn. So
absolutely.
yeah.
It's the teaching moments for me. Like
Right.
the biggest story I feel like is my life lesson is um when Jesus was on the boat and he was fishing and he had told Peter, um, launch out into the deep. And you can't get big fish at the shallow. You got to go deep. You got to go far out. Sometimes you got to go away from everybody else. Again, being different. He
Girl, you give
owned
me
his
chills
boat.
right now. You give me
That
chills.
you got
That's my thing. I gotta get away.
yeah,
My
you
kids
got to
know, my
get
family
away.
know. I get away to myself. I need it.
Yes. He like I could, I am an expert. That's my trade. But not, nevertheless, at your word, I'll do.
Okay.
And soon as he did that, he got the boatloads. So much so that it was just too much. The nets was about to break.
Yeah.
Then you can all call in your people. Come on, get some of this. And then you get back, and not only did the wealth come in, but you were able to walk away from that and do what you were actually purposed to do.
Supposed to do. Yeah.
So now my
Focus.
village is cool, my family's cool, we got wealth, I'm good. I can just walk away. I said, okay, you might be the first millionaire in your family. It's okay. And then your whole purpose is now I can teach you how to fish.
That's right.
Don't have me in here preaching now. Don't do that.
Legacy. Hey, come on with it. Come on. Come on
Don't
with it. Come
don't
on with it. Come
don't
on
have
with
me
it.
in here preaching. Don't make me do it.
Come on with it.
So we collaborating with Jesus, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
he was able to, talk to everybody and
Yes.
not have any judgment or any favorites, as we say. We can pick and choose who we want to help, which
Right.
is crazy to me. But when he saw the need, no matter if it was lawful not to do this on a Sabbath, however, I'm going to do what's needed to be done because God said so.
Right.
And if we could only get to doing what God say so and get out our own way,
Obedience. Obedience.
we'll be good. We'll be
We'll
good.
be good. We'll be good. It's a process,
It absolutely is. But
but it's
again,
necessary.
it's necessary. What is something people would be surprised to know about you?
Hmm. I don't know. I think I tell it all. Um. um. That they would be surprised. Um. I think only a handful of people know this, but I believe I have said it, but I don't know if people really believe it. Um, from the morning when I get up until even when I'm at work, I keep my earbud in my ear all day on the word or a song, no matter what I'm doing, because I need to keep my spirit fed all day and avoid the distractions. So even while I'm working at work, I'm listening. I could be talking to you. I could answer a phone. I could be helping out at my job. It's playing in my ear. And that's my sanity. That's my calm. And that's every day.
That's a good. A lot of people can't multitask. First of all, and that is those things are something you have to literally practice. And um, wanting to do that, as far as having the dedication and commitment to want to have your spirit fed all day.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of unnecessary talking, unnecessary watching, and we're not even thinking about our spirit man. But that's good to know. I like
Yes.
it.
I
I
need it.
like it.
Need it. I need it.
Um, so again, I said earlier today that I wanted to make sure that love is being shown. As we can see, um, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus can get you killed.
Right.
Some people wake up with the intention of hurting someone.
Right.
There's so many negative influences in the world, and we all have the choice to listen or not listen.
Right.
And because the world is with this presidential election and all the other shenanigans that's going on,
Distractions.
we
They are
need love.
called distractions. You got to
We
tune
need
them
love.
out. Tune them out. Show your love to your family. Pray. Tune all that distraction out. God got everything covered. Distractions. All that is called distractions. Pray.
Absolutely.
Because
So
whatever's going to be, God
it's
got it.
gonna be right.
It's going to
Absolutely.
be. Pray about it and leave the distractions where they at. Because at the end of the day, that has nothing to do with us. When we go to that pearly gate, he's not going to ask us about the president. He's not going to ask us about a celebrity. He's not going to ask us about those cops. He's going to ask us about us. So everybody got to own up to their mess when on Judgment Day. So all that is distractions, and that's my opinion.
Absolutely. I get it. So even with all of that, we want to say, um, we're going to talk about the importance of love and perfecting your gifts. Um, I've also learned that people pay good money for a great gift.
This is true.
For a great gift.
This is true.
And some things that we pay for, it just,
Money
you
can't
can't
buy.
pay for it, right? You just can't. So we want to talk about again the importance of love and perfecting your gift.
The importance of love is you never know who need it. You never know what someone is going through. You never know what someone is dealing with on a daily basis. So showing love every day is so important. Perfecting your gift. God will put someone in your heart who you need to reach out to. God will put you in the presence of someone who you're supposed to help. God will send that to you. When you're tuned in, He will show you. He will show you everything you need. But every day, practice showing love by you see someone, you in the store, you getting a coffee, buy the person behind you a coffee, show them love, give them something, a nice card. I have cards with scriptures on them. I keep in my pocket. I hand somebody one at the train station. You see somebody just looking down, say good morning. Always say good morning because you never know who day you might make by saying good morning. You have a lot of grouchy people in the world early in the morning. I get it, but I still smile and say good morning. Um, Again, just being there for people when they call upon you. You never know what they're going through. Keeping an open mind, judgment free zone is very important because we are not, who are we to judge? We're not supposed to judge no one. Allow someone to open up to you and listen. Maybe you can or maybe you can't do anything about the situation, but just being that ear helps a lot.
It surely does. It goes a long way. Even in the moments of when I used to be suicidal, I walked into a church and the pastor at the time, she didn't know me from Adam, and she just kept smiling at me. And I'm thinking, woman, what is you? And it was the breaking point for me that I still felt love, like somebody in the world cared about me because
Right,
she smiled.
right,
And you never know where a mind is at the time. It's not like he actually physically goes across and say, hey, this person is suicidal right now,
right.
do something about it. No, you have to authentically be you. If it's smiling, if it's hugging, I'm a touchy person, especially if I really like you.
Yeah,
I'm hugging, trying to make your day, and I don't have to know your business. It's not that.
right,
It's, I'm genuinely caring for you
right.
because I wanted somebody to genuinely care for me. So I
That's
give out
what I want.
what I wanted for myself. That's how
That's
it
it.
goes.
That's
So
it.
um I'm interested in what the seasoning tastes like. That's the part I'm stuck at. You making me
It's
hungry.
it's very good. I'll send you some.
Praise the Lord. I listen, and I'm a seasoning and I'm a sauce girl. So yeah.
So you don't need to put nothing else with the seasoning. You just put the seasoning on it and fry it, bake it, whatever you do, grill it, and you'll
So are
see.
you in stores or
I am not in stores yet.
I'm
So,
glad you put yet. Thank
of
you.
course, of course.
Thank you.
Work in progress. Work in progress. I told you I don't stop. I'll never stop there. I didn't get to put up my book. I showed the seasoning. So here's the book.
And you guys, I need y'all to get that as well. It
Amazon,
is a
Barnes
good
and
good
Nobles.
read.
Thank
Um,
you.
I read it, and um, I love the testimony part. Like, and I recently started, the people that you do the most for are usually the ones who hurt you. Or the question was, when did I become the enemy? Like,
Right.
Huh?
You
And
was loving me when I was helping you. You was loving me when I was doing for you. You was loving me as long as I was, you know. At some
so
point, the jealousy come, the envy come. Um, some people don't know how to love. Some people don't know how to treat you because they've never been treated so good. So they don't even know how to be, and they self sabotage. So I had to learn that it really wasn't about me per se, but at some point in my life, I just had to surrender. Like, God, if you're using me to help someone else, give me the strength to deal with it. So, but yeah, not the enemy.
I want you guys to go to Amazon and get that book from Katrina Brooks. When did I become the enemy? You're gonna like it. You're gonna love it. Again, we shared a moment of reading each other's book. So again, I need y'all to do that. Um, the life story of yourself, of the importance of uplifting and empowerment. What does that mean for you?
Um, that's the story of my life, and that's what I strive to do every day. Uplift and empower again because you don't know what someone is going through.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like that is part of my calling, and I want to be obedient to God, and I enjoy doing it. When you enjoy what you do, that's another awesome thing. I enjoy encouraging, I enjoy uplifting people and empowering. Anything I could do to help others, I'm there to do it. Um, it's who I am. Look in the
That's
dictionary. My name is there. I'm just kidding.
out. Listen,
Just kidding. But it's so important to me. It's everything to me. And I don't think I would be who I am if I can't do that. Uplift others, empower others. Because again, like you said, I want that for me, and I put out what I want for me. Positive energy I put out because I want that back to me. The love I put out, unconditional love. That's all I know. That's what I was brought up
absolutely.
on. Um, so that was another thing in my childhood, going to church when I was younger, singing in the choir, going to different churches, singing with other churches, ushering. As you say, we stray away from it. In my teenage years, I strayed away. But my adult life, I wanted to go back to learn it my way, from my perspective.
Mhm. Um, yeah, you have to, and of course, um, experience is a great teacher. And you take it the way you have to. Being a minister, I don't look like most. Um, I'm cool again of being a mutant. If I ran off all the things that I do and I have desire to do, you'd be like, what? But again, everybody's different. They talked about the preacher that would go around and on a skateboard, and you didn't know he was a preacher or a minister until he told you.
Right,
But you were
right,
so enamored by the gifts and talents that he had. That's where the conversation, when he stopped, then we could talk about God. So for me, it's, at any moment, everybody knows I change my hair color all the time. Um, and I have 14 tattoos. And I had piercings and things of that nature, and people would stop me. Oh my God, you have the confidence to do this, and that. I said,
right.
sure.
Yeah,
And then that's the door opening for conversation for evangelism, because everybody's looking for something different.
right,
And we
right,
go back to that. It's okay to be outside the box.
right. Everything is different. What does that look like for you? That's it. It's not going to be the
Absolutely.
same. It's not going to be the same look for everybody else. What does it
Nope.
look like for you?
No. I don't try to conform to the thoughts of others.
We're not supposed to.
Um, what God says about me and what God uses and how He uses, I don't I don't have anything planned even for this show. I don't, because I never know what He's gonna do.
Right,
I'm
right,
just being obedient, and that's how He shows up. And we get conversation, we have fun, and he do what he needs to do.
That's it. That's
So,
it.
last thing, what is a balanced life for you?
Right. Um, well, I'm working on it. So, um, work, home, travel, stepping away from it all every now and again. Um, I go through withdrawals when I don't travel in a certain amount of period of time. I have my moments when I know when I need my moment to myself. I take it. Rather it's a drive, sit in the park, go away, get a hotel room, go to a restaurant. So work, work, work. But I don't let work control my life. I let my life, I work my life around my job so that
Mhm.
I can be sane. So I take my days off, I take my trips, and I take my me time. I enjoy my kids, I enjoy my grandkids, and I do enjoy what I do at work. So now it's time I enjoy me. So I make sure I put that as a priority, to enjoy me and enjoy life.
Excuse me. And that's the good part of we used to work, 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 and don't have anything to show for it. Or you will work, 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 your body's shutting down, you're no fun. Um,
Right,
you don't know nothing else to do, even in the balance of church and in your regular life. Like it has to be um, a balance. Like I'm not all church.
right, right,
I love music. I love plays. I love concerts. So yes, I'm going to go because that's what, makes me smile. That's what makes me feel good. I um, go on vacation, um, which is almost time for one. Uh,
see?
just to and I want to travel more. I grew up where my parents I didn't know how much they were sacrificing, but they made sure that we went on a vacation every 3 months.
Wow,
We went
nice.
somewhere, a theme park or a weekend trip, and it always had to be a week. But we went somewhere as a family every 3 months. It was a very important time to not only bond together, and then there was, when I look back on it, there were moments when my father had started getting sick, and you miss those times, not realizing that they can't do that no more.
Right, right,
They can't sit in a car for a long time. They can't get on a plane. They can't do none of this stuff anymore. And you like, dang, I remember when dad was. I remember when mama used to.
hmm,
And so you take advantage of life.
right, right. Get
You
those
take advantage.
brunches in. Ain't nothing wrong with going to a couple of brunches and concerts. That's it. It's part of life. Part of
You got
life.
to. And now it's to the point where um, this year I said I was going to be outside more, and I'm doing that. I'm going to more concerts. I'm hanging out more. Um, some things at the church and some things is not. But however,
Right.
I'm gonna have fun wherever I am.
That's it. That's the
Um,
key.
and again, I get to the place where I got to get on a plane. I have aspirations to, uh, get to Italy or get to Mexico, wherever. Um, and I want to experience life. I don't want to just look in the magazine and just wish.
Wish, wish, wish.
No, we could do that too. Let's go.
That's right.
Everything can be done on a budget.
Hello. Yep.
So, yeah. So, Katrina, of course, an hour go past so fast when you're having fun.
Yes.
Um, and before I get the doors of the church, I have announcements to do. Again, I want to publicly say thank you for being you. First of all, um, it's an amazing to not only see successful Black women, but women with goals who's doing it, not just talking about it, but actually doing it.
Right.
And wanting to help somebody else get their life together. Because again, we have been through some things,
Of
and
course.
those things wasn't just for us. It was for
Right.
the other people
Right.
that not only are around us, but what's coming before us and after us.
Yes.
And so I thank you for being vulnerable to share, um, being the example for us, to say that if she's doing it, I can do it too.
Yes.
And so, again, thank you for that. Let's get ready for the church announcements. So, in 2022, this is the first book I did. The Blueprint Guys Design. It is on Amazon. That is the code. You can put in the title, my name. It will come up. I thank you in advance for that. It was a moment where in my life I was doing everything. I was trying to be God to everyone else. And it was hurting myself.
Right.
So he said, sit down and reset.
Mm.
And this is how this book came about.
Wow.
From a hospital bed.
Mm.
It was get back to the beginning, where it all started. One, I thought blueprints was just for construction workers and people that were building things. And he said, the blueprint, the Bible, get back to it. Get back to your first love. You're building something. You're building our relationship. And you're off.
Wow.
I need you to sit down and I need you to reset.
Reset.
When you're building things out of order, you're losing time and you're losing money.
Jesus.
So sit down, read the design, get back to it.
Hello.
And so after that book was put out, it started turning around because, again, I got back to the book.
Back to the basics.
Back to the basics. In 2024, in May of this year, can prayer change things? I already told you, you're following the life of a pimp and a prostitute. Things and occupations of people. I said occupation of people. I didn't say that's what they were. Mm-hmm. The occupation of people. Can prayer change things? Will it? Did it? I want you to get the book and find out. Find out.
Get the book. Get the book.
And I want y'all to, I'm going to give y'all a little tip. All pimps and prostitutes don't walk the street. I need y'all to look up the definition of prostitution. Y'all get that tomorrow. Anywho. Yeah. So, if you want to continue to see this broadcast get to television land, that's my goal. To take what I do here, to bring the people that I bring on here to TV land, so the whole entire world can know who I know. They can get the help, the one-on-one help, the one-on-one advice, and the one-on-one connections with everybody that have graced this stage. Over 300 and something people since I started in 2020.
Nice.
In all industries, male and females. So you can cash at me donations at Sunshine Camila, Kamilah. That's how you really spell my name. I thank you in advance for that. This conversation has been brought to you by Black Top Street Ball Association, btsba.com. If you remember and1, you should know the name Main Event. This is his baby. So again, soon and very soon, they'll be coming back out to get our culture back of street ball to being a pro. So again, I thank you in advance for that. If you know of people who are doing something positive, what the age does not matter. The state does not matter. And if for that matter, the country don't matter. Because I've had people in here that don't live in the United States. So again, you can inbox me on Messenger at Sunshine Camila, IG, or email me. I'll respond. So again, I thank you for that. I want to give another shout out to my sister AC's Tea, aka Alita Cotton, who does some of the best turmeric and ginger tea ever. I am literally in a program. I am addicted to her tea. I have to take medicine once a week.
Nice.
I have to call a number because I can't go too long without it. I guarantee if you get with her, you're going to be in the program too. I promise you. So on Facebook, she's AYECEE. Phone number 313-380-0321. And she does deliver.
Nice.
If you in Michigan, that is. So, yeah. Tonight, we have learned of the many facets of Katrina Brooks. I'm going to try to run them down. So she's a mother. She's a grandmother. She's an insurance agent. She's a real estate broker. She has her own seasoning. And she's an author. And she has other businesses that she cannot talk about because she can't talk about them. However, she's a Christian coach. Life coach?
Yes.
I could keep going on and on. Y'all get the hint, right? I'm just saying. Once you understand that there's many gifts in you, that means there's many ways and streams of income.
Right.
Did I say that out loud? I think I heard myself when I said it.
That's it. That's it.
And she's also a giver. So, yes. With that being said, we love God. We're givers. God has no choice but to bless his children. Yes. You have been with two queens tonight who have definitely had the conversation that I have been looking forward to. Again, Miss Katrina Brooks, you have the last say so. What do you have to say?
I want to thank you for having me on your platform. Let everybody know, keep God first. Everything else will fall into place. Thank you guys in advance for ordering my book, Amazon.com. Also on Barnes & Nobles and Dorrance Publishing. If you need any seasonings, hit me up. Trina Brooks on Facebook. Miss Badass T on Instagram. Insurance, real estate needs, call me, text me, message me. Thank you guys. Thank you again for having me.
No problem. So I will be back here on Thursday at 7 p.m. with Pastor Samuel Berry III. That's going to be an awesome conversation again. And then the following Tuesday, I have some twin teenagers who are doing it big in hip hop. And then I was doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, but starting the first Thursday in August, I will go down to one day a week. My church is having a concert in October, and we're getting ready to have rehearsals every Thursday. So because I'm committed and because I love God and I love music, I would do what needs to be necessary for this worship experience to go forth like I know it will be. Again, I'll be here this Thursday, 7 p.m. with Samuel Berry III. And of course, I love this conversation that we had tonight with Katrina Brooks. Again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. Proven over and over again since I started this show in 2020. And again, I have some of the dopest people on this side of heaven. And I promise you, you don't want to miss. See ya.
Bye bye.